The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court and Chairman of the High Committee of the Rushd Equestrian and Horse Racing Club, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, met with members of the Gulf Horse Racing Council yesterday. His Highness affirmed the importance of preserving the GCC's rich horse racing heritage and enhancing its contribution to the kingdom's sports and economic sectors. His Highness further emphasized that ongoing efforts to advance equestrian sport reinforce the region's standing as a leading hub for horse racing and strengthens its international position. His Highness emphasized Bahrain's commitment to supporting plans and initiatives that promote GCC cooperation and strengthening the development of equestrian sport, aligned with the GCC leaders' aspirations. His Highness commended the efforts of the Council in unifying visions and strengthening partnerships among the member states, in line with the enhancing the region's capabilities in hosting and organizing prestigious horse racing competitions. His Highness underscored the importance of sharing expertise to advance equestrian sports and strengthen GCC's role and regional international presence. Members of the Council expressed their gratitude for His Highness's commitment to strengthening the GCC cooperation across equestrian sports and extended their best wishes for Bahrain's continued progress and prosperity. In the presence of the Secretary General of the Council, Jassim Mohammed Al-Bdawi, the leaders of the Shura representatives, National and Ummah Councils of the GCC held their 19th meeting in Bahrain, chaired by the Speaker of the Council of Representatives of Bahrain, Ahmed bin Salman Al Msallam. In the final statement, the participants praised the outcomes of the Gulf US Summit and the efforts led by Saudi Arabia, most recently its chairmanship of the Two-State Solution Conference in New York, stressing the importance of continuing international efforts to achieve peace. They also affirmed their support for the Arab Ministerial Committee chaired by Bahrain in its efforts to recognize the State of Palestine and its full membership in the UN. They commended the success of the Manama Dialogue 2025, and the Presidents praised the success of the Asian Youth Games 2025 hosted by Bahrain, which reflected its organizational capabilities and advanced sports infrastructure. The meeting welcomed the Doha political declaration issued by the World Summit for Social Development, as well as the joint declaration of the Sharm el-Sheikh Peace Summit and the important step it represents in consolidating the humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza and ensuring the flow of aid. They expressed regret at the ongoing events in Sudan, calling for the protection of civilians and support for efforts to achieve security and stability. They commended the humanitarian efforts made by the UAE, Saudi Arabia and Qatar in the prisoner exchange between Russia and Ukraine, affirming that they embody the role of the GCC in supporting peace and stability. They also welcomed the outcomes of the ministerial meeting between the GCC and the EU and affirmed the importance of continuing joint parliamentary dialogue. The meeting approved the selection of the Gulf Digital Economy as the title for the 2026 Gulf Studies Symposium. In addition, cooperation mechanisms with the European Parliament and the Parliaments of Latin America and the Caribbean were approved. They sent a letter of gratitude to His Majesty the King in appreciation of the warm welcome and generous hospitality they received, which had a clear impact on the success of the meeting, the achievement of its objectives, and the productive results. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, and Secretary General of the GCC, Jassim Al-Bdawi, inaugurated the GCC Pavilion at the Bahrain National Museum. The pavilion accompanies the 46th session of the GCC Supreme Council, to be chaired by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa on December the 3rd. The opening ceremony was attended by the Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Al-Naimi, Capital Governor Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmad Al Khalifa, President of the Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, CEO of the National Communication Center, Ahmed Al Araifi, and representatives of the embassies of the GCC countries in Bahrain. Dr. Zayani expressed the pride of Bahrain, its leadership and people in hosting the 46th GCC Summit in Bahrain. He stated that the summit aims to achieve the goals and aspirations of the member states for greater cohesion, cooperation and integration, embodying Gulf citizenship and identity, and fulfilling the hopes of the peoples of the member states for further progress, development and prosperity. He emphasized that this distinguished pavilion proudly reflects the achievements of a blessed journey nurtured by Their Majesties and Highnesses, the leaders of the GCC states, through their visionary guidance. Secretary General Al-Bdawi expressed his profound gratitude and appreciation to His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister for their generous support. He expressed his delight that Bahrain is hosting the GCC Pavilion at the 46th Gulf Summit, which aims to highlight the achievements made during the blessed journey of more than 4 decades. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif Zayani, met with the Secretary General of the GCC, Jassim Al-Abdawi, during his visit to Bahrain to participate in the opening session of the GCC Pavilion ahead of the upcoming Gulf Summit. The meeting discussed preparations for Bahrain's hosting of the 46th GCC Summit, scheduled for 3rd of December and chaired by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Agenda topics for the summit were all addressed. They reviewed the ongoing efforts by the GCC Secretariat to enhance joint Gulf cooperation across all domains, following the directives of the GCC leaders and the aspirations of the member states, citizens for greater cooperation, integration and connection at all levels. They also exchanged views on regional developments, their impact on regional security and stability, and the GCC states' efforts towards achieving comprehensive peace in the region. The Minister of Oil and Environment and Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Daina, chaired the 39th meeting of the Executive Committee of the Regional Organization for the Protection of the Marine Environment. The meeting was held remotely with the participation of representatives of member states and the organization's executive secretary. The committee discussed several topics, most notably updates to the organization's strategic directions for the period 2026 to 2030. The minister commended the efforts of member states in supporting joint regional action to protect the marine environment and their continued commitment to strengthening cooperation and coordination among countries to ensure the implementation of plans and programs that contribute to achieving the organization's objectives. He emphasized Bahrain's commitment to supporting joint efforts to protect the marine environment and preserve the sustainability of its natural resources. He noted that Bahrain attaches great importance to regional initiatives that contribute to achieving sustainable environmental development and enhancing natural capacities in responding to environmental and climate changes. The Minister of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Waqf, Nawaf Al-Maouda, participated in the 41st meeting of the Council of Arab Ministers of Justice held in Cairo. The Council discussed the activation of the Arab agreements related to combating terrorism, including its implementation mechanism, the Arab Convention for Combating Money Laundering and the Financing of Terrorism, and the Arab Convention for Combating Cybercrime. The Council also explored ways to enhance Arab and international cooperation in combating terrorism and discussed the draft Arab Convention on the status of refugees in Arab states and the draft Arab Convention on the protection of personal data. The Council addressed the draft Arab Model Law on preventing hate speech, the draft Arab Model Law on the protection and assistance of internally displaced persons in Arab states, and the draft Arab Model Law on protecting children from recruitment in armed conflicts. The Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, Amna Al-Rumehi, conducted a field visit to the construction sites in Al-Wadi and Hawarat Sanad, accompanied by several officials from the Ministry and the Iskan Bank, as well as representatives from the developers of the projects As-Saraya and An-Naml companies. Al-Rumehi affirmed that the Al-Wadi project in Al-Bahrain and the Hawarat Sanad project are witnessing rapid progress in construction and infrastructure development. She stated that the Al-Wadi project has reached 89% completion in construction, and a completion rate for the residential units has risen to 58% in Hawarat Sanad project. Al-Rumehi explained that the progress achieved in the two projects according to the established timelines reflects the growing trust between the ministry and the real estate development companies participating in the implementation of the Government Land Development Rights Program. She noted the positive results achieved by the program, with 7 projects now completed in various regions across Bahrain, amidst increasing interest from real estate companies in participating in the tenders for these projects. Al-Rumehi affirmed that the program represents a key outcome of the public-private partnership initiatives. She pointed out that the program has contributed to diversifying and expanding the range of housing options available to the citizens through the Housing Finance Program, thus providing greater flexibility in home ownership to meet the needs of Bahraini families. Under the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to create opportunities for citizens and promote economic development, the Ministry of Labour announced the launch of the Freelancers Support Initiative in partnership with Tamkeen. More details in this report.
The Freelancers Support Initiative is a national initiative that seeks to continue Bahrain's efforts to create job opportunities for citizens and promote economic development in accordance with the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. This initiative is in partnership with Tamkeen and aims to provide support to job seekers who wish to pursue self-employment as a career option to enter the market by encouraging them to engage in flexible and independent business models. The initiative will support Bahrainis registered as job seekers with the Ministry of Labor who have less than 12 months of experience to obtain a virtual Sijilli registration. Monthly incentives of 200 Bahraini dinars will also be provided for 12 months, in addition to social insurance contributions for 12 months, with the aim of helping them launch and grow their own businesses. This important step comes within the framework of ongoing national efforts to enhance opportunities for Bahrainis to enter the labor market by diversifying career paths that allow job seekers to invest in their skills and transform them into existing projects with lucrative returns. The initiative is integrated with the objectives of the National Labor Market Plan 2023-2026, which aims to sustain the growth of the labor market to generate more jobs in various productive sectors and open up more prospects that enhance development paths, considering Bahraini citizens as a key focus of development.
In the presence of the Minister of Education, Dr. Mohammed Jum'a, the Education Ministry held an expanded student forum for all public and private schools, bringing together 700 students. Dr. Jum'a discussed several topics related to the students' academic futures with them and briefed them on some development plans in both extracurricular activities and educational processes. He addressed the options available to students, the opportunities they can seize, and the importance of planning for the coming years. Students from public and private schools raised a number of important issues and offered suggestions for improving several academic programs. Dr. Jum'a expressed his sincere gratitude to all the students who participated in the forum, as well as to their schools and parents, emphasizing the importance of continuing to organize this forum. The Information and E-Government Authority met with the representatives of United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, to announce the launch of the report assessing Bahrain's readiness in the field of AI, which was established on the authority's official website and Bahrain's national portal. The UNESCO released its international report assessing Bahrain's readiness in the field of artificial intelligence, AI, which praised the kingdom's progress in this technical field. As part of UNESCO's initiatives to support member states by measuring their readiness to adopt AI, Bahrain is the second country in the GCC to have this report issued on it. The IGA CEO, Mohammed Ali Al-Qaid, expressed pride in the launch of the report, emphasizing that it reflects the government's keenness to support various national efforts to promote the progress and leadership of Bahrain in the digital field and its competitiveness in the technical field with its counterparts in the region. It also embodies the authority's tireless commitment to implementing the directives of the Ministerial Committee for Information, Technology and Communication, enabling the kingdom to upgrade national operations, improve services, and develop modern systems, in addition to providing a unique and distinguished experience for various users, including individuals, entities, and the business sector. His Majesty King Philip of Belgium received the credentials of the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Bahrain to Belgium, Dr. Mohammed Bahzad, at the Royal Palace in Brussels. During the ceremony, Dr. Bahzad conveyed the greetings of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa to His Majesty King Philip, along with their wishes for the continued progress and prosperity of the government and people of Belgium. His Majesty King Philip entrusted Dr. Bahzad with conveying his greetings to His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, wishing the Ambassador continued success in his diplomatic mission. During the meeting, the course of the distinguished relations and bilateral cooperation between the two countries in various fields was discussed, and the aspiration to elevate these relations to a broader horizon in a way that meets common aspirations, and a number of topics and issues of common interest between the two countries were also discussed. The diplomatic advisor to Italian Prime Minister Fabrizio Saggio received a written message from His Majesty the King to the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. addressing the close ties of friendship between the two countries. The ambassador of Bahrain to Italy, Osama Abdullah Al-Absi, delivered the letter during his meeting with Sergio. Sergio also delivered a letter addressed to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa from the Italian Prime Minister regarding the strong relations between Bahrain and Italy. The Gadha program has launched with a French approach, taking participants on a journey that combines discipline, leadership, and achievement in a new season with a distinct spirit. The return of the program for its second season marks a new impetus in the national programming landscape under the guidance of Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa and the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, which included the program's launch ceremony. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa said that the program is one of the inspiring initiatives that reflects the aim of instilling the values of loyalty, military training, self-discipline, teamwork, and initiative in the hearts of Bahraini youth, as they are the cornerstone of the nation's progress and development. Words that express a clear vision and a path based on determination and achievement. In furtherance of this vision, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa stated that it is a pioneering initiative aimed at building the character of Bahraini youth on the foundations of discipline, leadership, challenge, and commitment. He added that launching the second edition of the program aligns with the ambitious vision of Representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Works and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to enhance the role of Bahraini youth in the nation's development. Bahrain continues its medal haul at the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games in Riyadh, adding 2 more bronze medals to its tally. This brings Bahrain's total to 12 medals, 5 gold, 3 silver, and 4 bronze. The first bronze medal was secured through a historic achievement by the national volleyball team, while the second bronze was won by the table tennis team, reflecting the strong participation of Bahraini athletes in this edition of the Games. With these impressive results, Bahrain continues its successful run in the Games, with athletes aiming to add more medals in the coming days to further solidify Bahrain's position in the overall medal standings.